How you doing? Today we're going to hop into Proverbs chapter 2. We're just going to start immediately with the first verse. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, listening closely to wisdom and directing your heart to understanding. Furthermore, if you call out to insight and lift your voice to understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it like hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and discover the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He stores up success for the upright. So I stop at verse 7. And ultimately, man, wherever you are right now today, I just want to communicate in this video that God provides for us, and it's our duty to do the work so that we have an attitude that allows for sight, right? When you seek insight, this is really just a simplification of your life. I think the trouble with the ancient words of the Bible is that we can get lost in complexity, in a lack of practicality. Now, what I'm here to do really is just let's simplify the nature of what is being communicated here. Not in a certain sense, but rather, hey, wherever you are today, what you've been going through, where you are in your bigger picture circumstance, your relationship to your vision, the pain that you have been facing, the relationships that may bring confusion or lead you to question your sanity, in other words. All of the troubles in life can be seen in a way in which the darkness is turned into fuel for light. The darkness becomes light. What I mean is really just that you're not alone, and that there are resources around you, and that you have a power within you. That power is in direct correlation to the lack of self-righteousness and greed and envy, and really, in other words, how aware are you of the moment that Satan arises in the mind, right? Because with sensitivity, with awareness, this allows for knowledge and wisdom. I like to say that how could you ever change something that you're first not willing to recognize could change, right? So in life, we all have an opportunity, and often we have to be ignorant, right? Ignorance is bliss for a period of time. The wide path seems right until you stub your toe so many times that you just have to question, what am I not seeing? Am I moving so fast that I'm just like a bumper car? I'm knocking into everyone around me. I'm surrounded by conflict. That is a invitation from God to introspect, to look at oneself. So this message here isn't just about one method, being self-inquiry, and that you can notice things. You need to also notice and then surrender and ask God to help your heart change. Whether it be letting go of something, whether it be stopping a grudge, whether it be changing your identity in relationship to a potential vision, expanding your horizon, accepting the mentality and attitude of abundance. All of these actions, if you will, they cannot be forced, right? So what we're looking at is there's power in understanding, there's power in knowledge, and it's through God that we are granted insight, and it's through surrender and devotion to God that the practical motion of insight, it gets delivered to you. So this is really, it's not easy to be patient. It's not easy to trust divine timing. It's not easy to recognize when you're walking the wide path, and or even when you're in the middle road, right? Because one of my friends said a little story which I dearly admire the lesson of, and he said, you know, God came to pick up all his people. They were on one side. Satan came to pick up all his people. They were on one side. Then the next day, Satan came back for all of those in the middle, and he was like, those sitting on the fence. And he said, yeah, but I own the fence. So if you're in the middle, you're not going to be fully connected to your internal truth, harmony, or power. And this means there's a balance of, okay, God, help me to repent. Help me to rebuke Satan. Help me to notice the lower, the moment it arises in daily life, right? This is about daily life. This video isn't about, oh, you do all this and you listen to this and then this. It's not becoming. It's who you are right now. That's whom I'm talking to, you right now. And through listening with this level of intention that is really required to understand anything that I say, because hence parables, hence metaphors, hence having a urge like, hey guys, read between the lines. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. There's a story written within your heart, blood and bones, and what we're looking at here is how to open yourself up, how to remove the speck, the plank from your eye, so that you begin to connect to the real master, which is really in you. That ability to connect, that ability to relinquish oneself from darkness, it's in you. The spirit, it resides within you. Now, lifestyle is important. You know, fresh air, hydration, simple nutrition, reflection upon relationships, treating others as you would genuinely like to be treated, taking that to the micro, meaning your gestures, your tone of voice, the words you use, the unconscious or the communication, body language, right? Just being aware of what is on your own heart, because the more you tune in, as sensitivity compounds, as consciousness expands, as you begin to set those tracks that God has shown you that you're meant to set, then that entire motion, symphony, harmony, it starts to carry you. Almost as in, if you've read, what's the name? The Golden Wave of Fortune. That's not the name of the book, but that's the reference. Meaning that you can surf this golden wave of fortune. And it's through frequency. But what does frequency mean? It doesn't have to be foreign or like an occult term. Frequency is simply, in other words, mood, attitude, or energy. What is energy? I mean, your tongue from the Bible will reveal the deceitfulness in the heart. So frequency is simply awareness of what Christ talks about. It's not like battling. It's not, and also the funny part about the evil, the Illuminati, the essence of Christ is illumination. Illumination to what? It's realizing your darkness. Realizing your darkness and realizing that you cannot egotistically, through willpower, turn darkness to light. You will never be able to do it by yourself. And that's good. See, that's not bad. That's good. See, when you realize that, man, wait, I don't have to will myself through life. Yeah, I'm going to have to row. Yeah, blood, sweat, tears, work, intensity, commitment. But that doesn't mean that you're alone on this journey. That doesn't mean that you have to create the blueprint for your life. That doesn't mean that you need to force everything.